Hey everybody, I'm Christopher Green. You're watching Green Wave TV, alternative media television. I just cut and produced a new mini documentary, The Rise and Fall of Egypt. Please get it out to everybody you know. I cut it as quickly as possible because, again, time is of the essence, especially with these revolutions and what's happening geopolitically in the Middle East. If I really spent the necessary time to make it 100% artistically amazing, you'd be getting the documentary in 2014. I mean, seriously, that's how quickly things are moving. So I put it together as quickly and as best as I could, but really listen to the dialogue and the narrative itself. And I want you to question what's really going on in Egypt right now, because, again, these revolutions and counter-revolutions, although they appear, it appears like it's an organic, people-led revolution, which I think there's a lot of organic elements to what's happening. Of course, the people are angry, they're pissed off, there's high levels of unemployment, the government's not taking care of them, they realize that the United States has installed another dictator no different from Mubarak before, and they put in Mohammed Morsi, heavily connected with the Muslim Brotherhood, and he begins to lead this authoritarian type government, which was no different from what they originally had. But what is underlying beneath the surface is political motive and a clear agenda by the Obama administration, by the United States, and Western powers. This also includes Israel. And of course, this all ties in with the ongoing civil war in Syria, with a very real intention by the United States government and Israel, Western influence, to destabilize that part of the world, create violence, so that they can oust Bashar al-Assad, much like they ousted Muammar Gaddafi in a bloody murder rampage, which was posted all over YouTube for the entire world to see. But the real question that you need to ask is, what does the United States, what does Israel, and what do Western powers have to gain geopolitically from these moves? Because, again, this is a warring chess game between the political powers. Now, we know, because Russia has made this apparent, Vladimir Putin has made this apparent, China has made this apparent, which are allied with Syria, that any further escalation of war from the United States or Israel will result in a much larger, greater conflict in the region, in the Middle East. So here we have global superpowers gearing up for a major, major war, which in my opinion will be much bigger and much different than these pansy wars. And that's not to discount the deaths or the lives lost, but in comparison purposes, compared to Iraq and Afghanistan. This all ties into Syria, its revolution and re-revolution over the past 2 years. Heavily guided, orchestrated, and manufactured, in my opinion, by the United States government, President Barack Obama. This all ties into Benghazi, the missing general Topher Morrison reported on earlier today, cover-up after cover-up, the NSA surveillance state, on and on, scandal after scandal. This is all connected. General Petraeus, General McChrystal, the death of Michael Hastings. I mean, it is effing obvious. It is effing obvious. I don't know how much more obvious it can get. This all ties in. And so, as thinking people, we need to analyze this. We need to question the official narrative coming from the federal government, our government here in the West, the government coming from the United States, and really all media and government everywhere. We need to question this. And we as people, who ultimately have the power, collectively, need to take control of what's happening geopolitically, because it affects us deeply. It affects all of us very deeply, whether or not we're fighting and dying overseas, or maybe it's our children fighting or dying overseas, or this has everything to do with the economic situation that we're in here in the United States, with the collapse of the U.S. dollar, in being in financial dire straits and essential bankruptcy here in the United States. This all has a profound economic, philosophical, psychological, spiritual, and physical impact on all of our lives. So please get the video out. Again, I tried to get it out as quickly as possible because time is of the essence. I didn't have 12 months to cut the thing, but the core of it, and in the narrative, and what it gets into is extremely striking and very important in my opinion. And so I hope you guys like it. I did the best job I could, and I will be in very early AM tomorrow in studio, cutting more breaking reports for you. Thank you again for all your support. It's been tremendous. My heart goes out to you. You know, each and every one of you guys, I love you. And I really appreciate you continuing to further our message out to the world and getting it out to millions of people. Thank you so much. I'm Christopher Green. I'm out. Hard hitting it in your face. Get it out there. Peace.